Leo, how are you doing? Let's find out. Oh, these cards are freezing. It's like I've got the heater on. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. And the dogs are in here with me, snuggled up around the heater. I went on a walk today and I just uploaded a live on how to transmute shame from addiction, attachments, all that good stuff. So shadow work stuff, light work stuff, over on Instagram if you guys want to check that out if you're interested in that kind of stuff, all that healing stuff. Let's see what's going on with Leo. Ooh, we got soulmates, 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel very, I'm a Leo rising, and my alternate birthday is August 8th, and that number has come across my path several times, and actually today, my total, I went and got some groceries, and I got different, I split it up, so I had the groceries, and then I had some, I got some little plant pots, just what I need, right? I did need them, damn it, I needed them, they were cute, and they were only $3 a piece, but anyway, it was $808, was my remaining total from the groceries, but anyway, I see that number constantly. I've dreamed of that number. I've met a few people with that number, and it just always seems to, it's the Lion's Gate. And I didn't know that. I mean, I dreamed of that number, and I thought my my childhood friend, who's a Leo, I thought her birthday was August 8th. And I'm like, why do I keep hearing that birthday? Why do I know somebody with that birthday. And I was like, oh, it must be her. And then we reconnected after my time in the military, and her birthday was the 2nd. So, and then I found out it was the Lion's Gate, and then I later found out, after years of tarot reading, I found out my chart. I didn't know my birthday, because I have a revised birth certificate, and I found out I was a Leo rising. So I've always been, my biological father's a Leo. This is just stuff about me, but maybe it applies to you. But I just feel big Leo energy right now. And the Lionsgate is it's a time of manifesting, right? And this is a new year, so we can manifest any damn time we want. It doesn't have to be during Lionsgate. But there's something about that. Maybe you're seeing those numbers a lot. You might be seeing sequences of numbers, right? What's today? Maybe the 8th. I don't even know what today is. It's kind of a blur right now, but I feel there's something, it's when you harvest the seeds you've planted, right? So maybe with the planters, you guys are gardening, you're reaping what you sow, all right? And you're using, it's taken a lot of strength, it's taken a lot of, with the sun is about growth, it's about creation, and those are your major cards. Also, the infinity symbol is associated with the magician, which is the divine alchemist. So you could be alchemizing something, transmuting and using the tools to create something. Could be co-creating. But the magician and the strength card both have that infinity symbol, okay, which is an 8. It's a slanted 8. But the infinity symbol and the number 8 is all about cycles, creating new cycles. The 8 of Cups, you're moving forward out of old things that were not emotionally fulfilling into things that are emotionally fulfilling, right? So it's a segue. I'm getting the term segue, right? There's something that is connected to your past work that you've done, past lovers, right? If this is a love reading, we do have the Queen of Cups. We've got the Tower, which is an ending, right? So like this tower falls, and then you use the materials that are there. So you could be like upcycling, you could be recycling something, trying something that you've tried before, but like doing it with a new approach or new tools, right? Maybe you've, with that co-creation, you're collaborating with other people who have the skills that you didn't have the first time you tried. Or maybe you've gained skills yourself, right? Like maybe if you're trying to be a musician, you've learned an instrument, or you've learned how to do like software for DJing or something like that. I don't know why I'm getting that. I just get with this like, I don't know, UFO light that's beaming here. It's like Independence Day. Will Smith is a Libra, so karmic cycles. Also, Jeff Goldblum is a Libra. He's a Libra Scorpio cusp. So, you know, this maybe something with the cuspers. But that's what a cusper is. They're like a segue from one sign to the next, right? So there's something about you utilizing the tools from both sides. From the past, you're using all the old bricks and everything, but you're building something different. Same, I always say this about like masculine and feminine energy, but same ingredients, different recipe, right? It's like all the ingredients to like every Mexican dish are the same, at least Tex-Mex, you know, or like Americanized Mexican food it's like all the same ingredients. They're just on different, they're either on like a crunchy wrap, or they're on a tortilla, or they're on a crunch wrap and wrapped in a tortilla for a crunch wrap supreme, right? It's all the same kind of ingredients. And maybe with alchemizing, you are like cooking, right? Maybe you want to have a like a truck or something, like a food truck, and maybe you tried in a building, right? And so you're taking all of that, and I feel like you could be condensing it. You could be condensing everything that you have, your materials, your life, all the information and lessons that you've learned from past connections, and you're going to be reconfiguring it like a scientist, right? You're going to be reconfiguring, because that's what the magician is. They have all the tools. Nelly, can you come lay over here, baby? Thank you. You're doing a good job. So let's see. So the Two of Wands here at the center is, again, like your, what is that? Princess and the Frog. You gotta dig a little deeper. Something, find out what you are or whatever. Like maybe you tried to do something and it was conformative. It was, you were trying to maybe do something under a certain pressure with that, I keep getting, you know, the strength, which is you, but I feel like you've had to utilize your strength to get to the sun, which we all do, but like the divine path doesn't get easier, right? The more knowledge that you get, the more awareness you get, the more shadows you beat. It's not that you're making it easier, you're just getting stronger, you're getting more equipped, you're getting more tools. So, you know, when you try to like build something with limited resources, it seems really difficult. So it could be like you could be building the exact same building, but if you have the right tools, it's not going to be like a motherfucker every 5 seconds. You're not going to be, you know, hammering your finger all the time and everything, and bending nails, right? I mean, you could be constructing something. Literally, you could be constructing something. So whatever you're doing, whether it be like there's something about the recipe. That song, Sir, it is in the recipe. I don't think the lyrics really match what I'm feeling, but I was listening to Sir earlier, and that is a song that he sings. And so maybe there's just something about like you're changing the recipe. Yeah, with garlic here, like the garlic or shallots or whatever these are. And this green guy reminds me of Shrek. Shrek, damn, I just whistled there. I don't know how to whistle, so that was an accident. That was just my overbite. The like whether it's garlic or onions, you know, the many layers. Like there are many layers, and I feel like you maybe learn the hard way how to make it easier for yourself. But I do feel like there was a period of time, there was a segue, there was a moment, there was a cusp, there was a moment where of review, right? Where you had to go back in and fill your cup. And again, if you were conforming to someone else's idea, or maybe you had to, like if I keep getting like a building, like if you had to adhere to laws and you had to get permits or whatever, like you could be finding some sort of loopholes. Like maybe you got some sort of licensing, or you got some sort of trade skill, maybe you went to school, and like this could be like the school of self, right? Because you're filling your cup here with the Queen of Cups. This could be love as well. Maybe you've been single for a minute, but I do feel like there was a moment where you had to go in and just like fill your cup again. Now that could be with knowledge. It could be with, I mean, I feel like anytime that you are single, you get knowledge. So, I mean, there's some sort of information, and it's emotional information. Like that's going to equip you, because I feel like when you did it before, it was very emotionally draining, because you did it in a way, or maybe you had a partnership, whether that was in love or business. The work that you were doing, it was like a false twin, or it was a karmic cycle. It was somebody with the karma, with Libra, with there was something about the twin. And Independence Day, like you had to just like level the playing field. You had to start over again, but you weren't starting from scratch. You were starting from like a place where you still had everything that you needed, and then whatever you were able to go like, oh, I see what was missing now that the walls are, everything is deconstructed, now that I'm here and I'm just kind of like a little kid on the carpet playing with blocks and tinkering with toys. I can see which pieces are missing, and I can get those. I can get those myself. I don't need anybody else to get them for me. So yeah, maybe you were in something that was codependent, conditional, non-reciprocal. You were reliant upon somebody else, whether that was like the man, the system, the legalities or fine print, or whether that was in love. And again, I am getting for some of you that you were in partnership maybe with a partner, a romantic partner. Yeah, the Fool. So the Queen of Cups fills her cup. She fills it to the brim, so it's full. It's her cup runneth over, actually, because it's dripping here. Drip, drip, drip. I want to piss on you. The Fool here, though, is somebody who takes a leap of faith into the unknown, right? But they still have their bag of tricks, which the Magician has a bag of tricks, right? You got it, and so it's like you got it in the bag, right? Throw it in the bag. And this, I've never noticed that on this little red satchel, maybe something with the color red, there's some kind of, it looks like a wing maybe. I don't know what it is, but it looks like a little bird or a wing, maybe a cardinal, maybe cardinals or something, but maybe you have a cardinal placement, a cardinal sign placement. You know, I mean, the Fool is Aries, but we're, you know, Aquarius as well. So maybe something with, maybe you have Aquarius or Aries in your chart. Or something in those seasons. So you could be launching it through Aquarius / Aries season. You know, we have Pisces in the middle there, so. Because when I first saw it, I thought, is that a fish? Like it looked like a red fish. Maybe something with rose. the name Rose. And he's carrying this white rose, and he's got a white dog. So it could be like removing the rose-colored glasses, like hindsight's 2020, red flags, right? Because he's got this like the red feather here, red leather, yellow leather. He could be doing something in the theater, or some kind of speaking out, talking, something where you're going to be talking a lot. But it's like red leather, yellow leather. It's like going to school. I feel like there was some sort of training that you did. Maybe you learned a new language. And that could have been your love language. That could have been body language, right? Maybe you were like doing something physical. Could be dancing, going to the gym. Maybe you got like in shape. But the Fool is the zero. That's that ground zero. Isn't that what they called the Twin Towers? Maybe something with 9/11. Those numbers could mean something to you. 9/11. Maybe you're dealing with a Virgo, or a Scorpio. But that's also, maybe you're dealing with someone who was a cusper in that time frame. But in between those signs, we have Libra, and then we have Sagittarius that follows, that are also in 9 and 11. So yeah, maybe those numbers mean something to you. Maybe you see that number on the clock. Maybe you'll start to as some sort of confirmation that this new thing you're wanting to launch is beginning, or that it's time, right? Because the Fool trusts in divine timing. They take a leap of faith, but how do they have faith? They're not just like jumping foolishly. they're jumping, because to say that they're being foolish, right? It's like saying, and this could be a direct conversation that you had, or argument that you had, where it's like, I'm not calling you a bitch, I'm saying you're acting like a bitch, right? So maybe something with like wordplay, that red leather, yellow leather. There could be something there could have been like acting involved, playing pretense. But something like with wordplay, but I don't feel like it was pleasant wordplay. But I feel like that's what you're moving into. You're going to be accepting play, playful energy here. You're going to be inhabiting that. And the only way that you can be in that playful energy is if you have faith. And faith is trusting in divine timing. When it comes to, when should I launch this project? When should I speak about this truth? When should I start a new relationship, right? When am I ready? That's giving it to God. That's trusting in the universe. 0. And that's by saying, I know nothing, I am nothing, and that's not saying I'm worthless. That's saying, I am no thing. I am no thing. There's something about words, like maybe with contracts, there's something about the words, the way that things are worded, the way that spacing, punctuation, there's like a great deal of consideration around how the words form the right statement or right sentence, or right, like if you say I am nothing, that's different than saying I am no thing, even though it's the same letters, different combination, same ingredients, different recipe, right? And I feel like, very specifically, I feel like maybe you were in a romantic connection, where there was a lot of like hateful banter. And maybe that like fed into like makeup sex. Maybe you guys had like a lot of, it seemed like a lot of passion. It seemed like it was like, oh yeah, we're really compatible and passionate because we say these awful things to each other, or we say these passive aggressive things to each other. But there was like really no play. There was no levity to it. But it just felt so good. So yeah, there's the Tower is ending that Eight of Wands. The Eight's the new cycle. It's like you're moving in a new direction with your passion. And I get like a very specific like situation where somebody said, like on one side they're saying, I hate you, I fucking hate you, and it's like they mean it, like they hate you. There's anger and competition, and it's toxic, and it's the karmic cycle. And then I feel like with your person, you guys are you'll do something ridiculous and they're like, I hate you, but like it's the same word, same statement, but the tone, the frequency is different. It's a different recipe because it's said with love. They're playing. They're like, you're ridiculous, you know? And you just know that there's something about, you can trust it. You have faith in it because, and that could even be, maybe this person said like, I love you through gritted teeth. Like they said it out of obligation. They said it passive aggressively, but what they were actually saying in their frequency was I hate you. So maybe they didn't literally say I hate you, but they said it here. They said it in their jaw. They said it in their throat chakra. The truth really came out through, what is that? Like through forked tongue, right? It's like you were dealing with someone who it was an attachment. There was devil energy. You could have been dealing with a Capricorn. I hate to say that just because poor Capricorn is always associated with the devil. But the Emperor is primarily is Aries, but it also can be associated with Capricorn, right? And I feel like Capricorn need something in there. But you could have been dealing with a false Emperor, right? So you thought maybe they weren't a Capricorn, but maybe you thought, oh, they are because with the Tower here, the Tower is also Aries. So it's like, there is this truth to ending this cycle. Scorpio and Aries is an ending and a beginning. And the devil is just a cycle. It just goes around and around and around. It's the snake like from Black and Decker. Judgment. Yeah, there's like a judgment day. And I keep getting the Independence Day. That's a really good song. Who's that? Is that not Minnie McCready? Martina McBride? Yeah, Martina McBride. I knew it was a double M. Maybe something with the letter M's. Country music. Yeah, we have the Ten of Swords. There was a lot of forked tongue. There was a lot of like really sharp tongue. Something that was really, somebody was not nice. I mean, they stabbed the shit out of your back here. But I think that you honor and understand the role that you played in that. Like you laid down on the ground, you know. It could be something with acupuncture as well. You could be doing like acupuncturist healing. You know, you could have gone from, with the alchemist, right? You could have gone from the conventional medical fields, the industry, to holistic wellness, right? You're still taking all of what you learned about homeostasis, and now you understand that actually means that it's balance. Homeostasis is balance, right? And how you can, how you've learned to fill your cup and trust in divine timing and trust in the divine, and trust in your own process, right? Because you're a fixed sign. So fixed energy is the discipline. So it's like you've been on a disciplinary path, right? You've been, you could have gone from like hyper religion to spirituality, right? The same fundamentals are there. It's the same ingredients, same truth, but one is conditional and one is unconditional. The devil is conditional and God is unconditional. So we have the Four of Cups twice here. We have it at the center and then we have it over with this Judgment. So you could be single for a long time. And with that trusting in the divine timing that you're ready to get in something new, maybe there's a little bit of fear around, can I trust my judgment? You know, will I make the right decision? Because fixed energy is the discipline, and then mutable energy is the discernment, right? And then cardinal energy is the decision, right? So this is like making the decision. Cardinal is the leader, right? So you make the decision, and then it will reveal to you. You jump, and then, okay, so this could, I mean, maybe you're learning to swim, but I feel like this fool, picture this story of this fool, right? They didn't know how to swim. They learned how to swim. Learn to swim, learn to swim, learn to swim, learn to swim. Is that a perfect circle? Or is it Tool? I mean, again, same ingredients, same lead singer. Good old Maynard James. And there's that M again. But anyway, but you're learning to, this fool has learned to swim now, but they've only done it in a pool, right? They've filled up their cup. They've only done it in like a, they've done it in a bubble, in a vacuum, right? You maybe have been single, you've been doing hermit work, you've been by yourself. And so you know how to unconditionally love yourself. You know how to stay balanced and maintain that balance. And you know how to swim. You know all of the, when you know how deep it is, right? Because you get into a complacent place of, well, yeah, I can swim laps. I could swim a mile in a pool, but that's because in your mind, you are like, well, I could always just put my feet down and stand up, right? I'm fine. Like, and if it's too deep here to do that, I only have to swim a little bit, and then I know, like, there's a trust in, it's a false sense of security. Because really all you need to know is how to swim. And to stay afloat, you keep breath in your lungs. You keep that divine assistance. That's how you trust. You learn to breathe and trust in the lungs that you have in, the air you have in your lungs, right? That's how you know you're alive, is that you have air. The Revenant, Leo, who is a Scorpio. So again, Scorpio, Leo, fixed energy. So the discipline was the training that they did in the pool. All right. So then you're here on the ledge and you're about to jump into the ocean. You don't know how deep it is, right? You don't know if these waves are going to hit. You don't know, you were used to a very placid or warm, maybe it was a heated pool. You got very comfortable in doing things by yourself and being independent and doing it all yourself. Maybe some hyper independence, right? But the fool trusts that I have everything in this bag here to take this cardinal leap, to jump, and I know that I'm divinely protected, I'm divinely skilled, and my intentions are pure, so I'm good. I know how to breathe. So if it's cold, if it is wavy, if it's not placid, if I can't touch the ground, it doesn't matter. I don't need to touch the ground. My legs are strong enough. My arms know exactly the motions to keep my head above water. And as long as I keep air in my lungs, I'm good. I'm not going to sink to the bottom and drown. I'm not going to die. So I don't see the devil here, but I just see that with this past deception, right, associated with, again, I keep getting associated, so maybe like an associate, somebody that you worked with. Maybe you're ex-partner, you met them at work, or you worked together on projects or something, or you just didn't work very well together. But you could have literally worked together, but you literally didn't work together, right? Or you non-literally. The Knight of Pentacles is somebody who fights for their stability. There's somebody who fights for balance, the kingdom of balance, the kingdom. This is the fixed energy. This is the discipline. Just go through the steps. I just watched, for I don't know, the billionth time, 28 Days, not the zombie movie. The one with Sandra Bullock, who is a Leo. And she goes into rehab, right? For 28 days, she goes into rehab. And Viggo Mortensen, who is a Libra, more Libra energy. But I always thought he was a Leo. For a long time, I thought he was a Leo. I was sure I looked up his birthday too. But he just looks like a Leo, right? He's got the jawline of a Leo. There's something about him that looks like a Leo. But now that I know he's a Libra, everyone who I'm like, oh, like Hugh Jackman, any celebrities that I see, I just saw one the other day that I was like, oh, this person looks like Hugh Jackman. I bet he's a Libra. Now, every time I look at them and they look like the Leo, they're Libras. So I don't know what that is. Maybe you have a Libra placement, but it is like the cycle of releasing one thing, getting balance, karmic cycles, breaking the cycles. It's that segue, that infinity symbol. It's all of that tied in. There's something with Libra and Leo, the L's and the L's. So maybe your name, their name, something with L. Right. Anyway. Not anyway. Not like any. Anyway. Anyway, not anyway, but anyway. So they have the discipline, they have all the information, but Viggo Mortensen's telling Sandra Bullock in that movie, she's trying to throw a ball and hit this mattress that has he's drawn a square on it or whatever. He's a baseball player. And so he's doing that. She walks into the woods, and she's like, oh, I can't do it. She throws it past and she's like, fuck it. She wants to give up. And he's like, wait a minute, calm your titties, Sandra Bullock. And he brings her back. He's like, what were you thinking of? What were you trying to do when you threw that? And she's like, I was trying to hit the square thing, and he's like, that's the problem. She was like, what? I'm focused on my target, right? And maybe something with Sagittarius as well there. There's a focus on the target. But Sagittarius is temperance, and they are all about faith. And so you just take that. You just have to release the arrow, right? And hope that you've done the work, and and the only work that you can control, right? You can't control anything outside of yourself. Maybe you were very controlling and you were trying to micromanage something, right? Maybe you're with somebody who did that, and it made you very hyper conscious about yourself as well. You could have been raised by someone like that. And then you just sort of perpetuated that internally and with everything that you attracted, whether it be lovers. Ooh, 33 on the clock there. That's cool. I'm watching this rocket. It was lined up with a broken tree branch, and it was perfectly in line, like it was coming out of the tree branch. So that's cool. Or it's a plane or whatever, a rocket. It might be a rocket. I don't know. I don't think so. But there's Rocket Man, the Fool is you just launch, you just go for it, you just launch yourself off this cliff. But it's with the trust that you're not an idiot. You have the tools. And so you have done the work on yourself, you have everything that you need. But he's all you can focus on, I know I keep going back and forth, but all you can focus on is your stance, the way that you hold the ball, your release, your follow through, your grip. You can only work on the fundamentals. You can go through the steps. That's fixed energy. Fixed energy focuses on me, focuses on the self, right? So people can call you stubborn, they can call you selfish, they can call you whatever the fuck they want to call you, but it's because you know what works for you. And the only way that you can apply or be successful or experience growth on your path is to focus on yourself, because that's the only thing that we can control. We can't control the outcome. We don't know if a sudden gust of wind is going to come in and blow that ball away from the target. But if we trust in the process and we trust in the work that we've done, the discipline leads to discernment, right? So you take that leap of faith, you activate your cardinal energy, and you take that leap of faith, trusting that you've done the work, that you have all the tools, and then guess what? Everything that you learned, it will come to you. It's like, I don't know, maybe specifically you learned how to swim like that. You know, maybe you had like a parent who just like threw you in the water and was like, figure it out. Or maybe you just kind of always felt like that. You could have like a Pisces placement or a water placement, because we have the Scorpio here. But maybe like you felt like a fish out of water. But then once somebody, like you've always been thrown into the water, and then you remember, oh yeah, I'm a fish. So it's actually just being out of the water. It's being out of your element, which is water here, which if we're doing this as a love reading, and we've got these Four of Cups here, that's the not the blockage, but that's the challenge here, is you know, if you your element is actually water. What you want, or your divine purpose here, is to find love, to meet your person, to find that love. And that means you have to love yourself first. But it's like really, it's all the flopping around on the deck, or on the, you know, the deck or the dock of the bay. But once you're like thrown back into the water, it's like, oh yeah, I'm a fish. And maybe like Dory, you know, like you have fish have like they say they have a short-term memory, but they know where to go for their food every single day. So I think that's bullshit. But they say they have like short-term memory. It's almost like if you've been out of a relationship for a long time, you may be like, I don't know if I know how to cohabitate with somebody. I don't know if I know how to be in a relationship anymore. I might not be good at it, you know, just because I've gotten so good at like doing this myself, and being in the pool that's warm and heated, and like, yes, I've made this perfect thing, and I can swim miles and miles in a pool, and I can do the work, I can fill myself up, and I've really strengthened my body, my heart, everything. Like, I'm very fit. Maybe you're doing like water aerobics or something, or maybe you've literally been doing that. There's something about literally, like, because this feels very specific, and so that could be your storyline, but it means the same thing. Whether you look at it literally or metaphorically, it's the same thing. If you were in a heated pool in the gym, or if you were in a relationship that just felt safe, but it was actually, it wasn't actually your element. It was a false element. You really want to be in the ocean, but you were in there. Like, it's like it's always sad to see, any fish, but it's really sad to see like tropical fish in a tank, you know, because it's like they're supposed to be in the ocean. It's like a bird in a cage, you know. You were trapped, you were in some sort of thing, and then I think that you transfer that into your individual solitude, and you did the work, you learned what you needed to learn, and now you're ready to, like, you dug really deep, you went through all the layers, and you realized a lot of stuff about yourself, maybe some really uncomfortable truths about yourself, but you haven't had to apply them yet, and you're ready to apply them. But the only kind of challenge that I'm seeing here with the Four of Cups, because I'm seeing the ending, I'm seeing you're like going for a new beginning, you're doing something in a brand new way, you're pursuing a passion. So maybe you've got like your work life down and you're not sure if you can have both. Like last time you tried to juggle that, maybe you had somebody who didn't like that you worked a lot, right? But I feel like if you had a difference of opinion in regards to in regards to the work that you were doing, your person and you are going to be in the same, you're going to want to do the same work. So you will work together very well, whether you're doing the same exact work or you just play different roles in the same divine purpose. You are divine counterparts. So the work, your passion project is your divine purpose, it's your calling. You two have the same one, and that's why you'll come together in divine timing. You just have to trust that you know what to do, and that also means like trusting that you can release this. You're not crazy, you're not an asshole, you're not unlovable, or whatever other people have said to you. You know, a relationship is supposed to trigger you, but I feel like you've been in relationships that triggered your spirit, right? That's not divine, right? The devil tries to trigger your spirit. Demonic possession is all to trigger your spirit because you're getting closer to truth, divine, unconditional love. The closer you get to God, the closer the devil gets to you. So it's like when you get into your divine, there's like a whispering in your ear. Somebody from the past, I mean, they may see this like, that's such a cliche term, but the glow up, right? But this, it's also like a grow up. Because the Fool is very childlike and innocent, but they're not, when they have to like get into this place of innocence and purity, it's like brahmacharya, they have to get into this place of innocence and like go through sobriety and do cord cutting, and there's a lot of shadow work that's involved in getting yourself back to this place of innocence. But they're also Aries, which is associated with the Emperor, right? And the Tower, it prompts, it like pushes you to be an emperor. So the only way that you can be an emperor and an empress, that you can be divine, like you approach the gates of heaven as a child. Like God says, come to me like a child. I'm paraphrasing, but but you get the point. So it's like you've done all this work to get to being very childlike. So I feel like you, or the masculine that I'm seeing here, is very childlike. Because the Fool is clarifying the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups, the feminine, has been doing a lot of work and has been waiting. And with this Four of Cups, that's probably the feminine here. I feel like you both are going to be mirroring each other in this aspect, and that's why it's here twice. But I think one of you is getting offers, maybe past connections. Maybe the feminine is like, see, the feminine's like up in this tower. And they're ready for somebody to come in and kind of just like break down their idea of love in a good way, right? Because your divine counterpart will trigger your ego. Your twin flame will trigger your ego. Because our ego is what needs to be triggered. Our ego needs to be uncomfortable so that it can grow up. When our spirit is triggered, like we don't get tested from the divine. Our tests along the divine path, these towers and things, those are the devil. Those are challenges of the ego. Those are shadows trying to deter us from the path. They're opportunities to build that resilience, that divine resilience to the devil. But I feel like this, the feminine is kind of like, and they've got the key on their little rat tail or whatever that is. Communication is key. So I feel like the masculine's going to come in and communicate something. But the masculine is also sitting here like, no, I don't want any of these cups here. I want what I asked for, universe. I want my person. They want this manifestation. And that's how the Emperor is. The Emperor doesn't pursue just any feminine. They only, and they don't even really pursue the Empress. But they won't even make an offer to anyone less than the Empress. Masculine pursues, but the Emperor is not someone who's like going to chase. They're not going to message them a bunch and try and figure. They need to know. They need to know and have the confirmation that their person they see is their person. So we have the Two of Pentacles here. And see, when I was talking about the 8, as 8 in the infinity symbol, I was looking at the Two of Wands, and I was thinking in this deck, one of the twos is also like the infinity symbol, and then I realized this is that fixed energy, right? Pentacles, Earth. Could be dealing with an Earth sign. Could be dealing with a fellow fixed sign, right? Like you guys are gonna boop, boop, boop. But this is that balance. I just spit everywhere. This is that balance that the Knight of Pentacles is looking for or fighting for, because knights fight for the kingdom. We have the Three of Swords over here with the feminine. Why? Queen of Swords. See, this is someone who looks determined. This is someone who, like, has probably been called stubborn. And they're very determined. They know what they want and they're not settling. This person isn't settling either. The feminine's not settling, but they seem more apathetic to the process of love. This person believes in it, like, fully. This is the fully. This person knows everything has led to me meeting this person. And I feel like there might be some doubt with the feminine here. I mean, the Queen of Swords, she's not blocked off to anybody. She's not in the Seven of Swords. I don't see the Seven of Swords here. We have the Ten of Swords over here in the masculine. Which could also mean, like, the masculine wasn't speaking up. So the feminine could just be like, I know that you're out there, say something. But she has her hand out, like she wants love. And she's not going to accept these fuckboys or whoever these little turds are. Like, they're unfulfilling. She doesn't want that. But that Three of Swords, because with the Seven of Pentacles, so I am getting a little bit of that, like, seven. There is like a guarded energy here with the Three of Swords here. And what that tells me, if the Seven is here, is like a blockage or a guarded fighting. Like, this person's going to fight for love. This person almost is like, I don't want to say fighting against love, but they could be in some form of denial. Like, maybe it's never going to happen. Maybe my person's not going to come in. So there's a waiting here. But I think that they're just working on their money. They're just doing, I feel like they're just like living one day at a time. There's a bit of like an apathy there. Like, they're waiting for this fruit. They're waiting for something to come to fruition in their in their physical, in their pentacle physical world. Like a hyphenation. Maybe you have like a hyphenated name. There's something like a hyphenate. Like multiple job titles. You wear multiple hats. This could be like also someone who's like multitasking. Like doing it all themselves. Right? It's like they could just get on a ladder, or they could just ask somebody who's taller. This is like a hyper independent person here who's like, nah, I'm just gonna keep poking the tree here, and then one of these will fall. Like, I'll just keep. But look at they're drawing blood. So there's like they're maybe hitting the tree, but now they're like drawing blood. It's like they're beating a dead horse kind of thing. What is going on? The Magician. The Magician is powerful, but the Magician is also the Alchemist. This is that Divine Alchemist. Both the Emperor and the Empress are Divine Alchemists. This is a very powerful card, right? This is the infinity symbol that we've been talking about. But there's these shadows here, watching. And usually that's like ancestors watching. They're just shadows of people. I mean, this person could be fighting addiction, working through attachments. They could be really tempted. Maybe they're being tested. Right? Because if there's any fear with the Three of Swords here, if there's any like fear that this isn't going to come to fruition, if the person is not going to come in and fight for them. I love my dogs, they're so cute. Yeah, we have the Five of Wands. This masculine's going to come in and fight for this person. The masculine is going to fight for the feminine. And maybe that's why we don't see the Emperor here. Because they're determined. Why don't we see the Emperor here? Maybe it's like pre-Emperor and pre-Empress energy. Because this is the Magician, but I also feel like this Magician is manifesting with a little bit of fear. And if you manifest with any fear, you'll just call in the same old thing, right? And I also feel like they're lonely. And loneliness can do really not good things for people. So they could have really been tested, maybe with the holiday season could have really tested them. So they could just be in like a moment of weakness. We have the Knight of Pentacles again. You guys are like mirroring the fuck out of each other. It's like the Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Four of Cups. And the blockage, the only blockage here is the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So maybe there's something unsaid. There's a conversation that needs to be had. Page of Swords. The masculine is just watching the feminine, but they're not doing anything about it. What do we have? 51? We have the Five of Wands, though. They could be blocked. Like, literally blocked. I keep saying literally. There's something with the words. She's going to say the words. Did she say it? That's not it. That's not it. King of Cups. Yeah, the King of Cups. We got the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. You guys could have water placements. But this is a feminine masculine, right? Water is feminine. And it's like Two of Wands is a choice. It's a choice. Both people are in the Two of Wands, which is like not moving forward. You guys could both be fixed signs. So there could be like a level of stubbornness of, well, I'm not going to say it. They need to say it first. They need to speak first. But I'll tell you how energy works. Masculine must pursue the feminine. If the female pursues the male, then the female is masculine, right? And if you're the feminine and you are tempted, maybe that's the temptation here. Maybe they're like, oh, I might have to be the one to break the silence. And some people might say if that's what you feel called to do, that's judgment, that's your judgment. You may have to do that. You may, I don't want to say have to do that, but you may want to do that. Because you're like, if I don't do this, this motherfucker is never going to call me. And then we have the Magician. God damn, you guys are mirroring each other. But see, we have the Magician over here with the infinity symbol. This deck doesn't have the infinity symbol. There are four shadows here. So this person's manifesting with fear. This person is manifesting with confidence. I feel like somebody is confident, but there could be a bit of arrogance, right? Could be the Leo. We have the Queen of Cups. Could be dealing with an earth sign or, again, a fellow fixed sign. And the Nine of Pentacles. Leos can be a bit arrogant. They can be, I mean, if you think of a lion, they're absolutely beautiful and regal, and, you know, people pay to just look at them, drive by them and look at them. They pay for their face. I mean, I don't know if this is true, but it feels true, so I'm going to say it. I feel like lions are probably like the most iconic. I don't want to say iconic, but like iconicized. I don't think that's a word, but you know what I'm saying. Image, animal image. You know, like it's on. People get tattoos. They have blankets. They have murals. They, you know, I mean, it's biblical. It's throughout the Bible. It's like dragons. You could be the year of the dragon. But that's like mythical creatures, depending on what you believe. The Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you guys you're matching each other. But there's such a stubbornness here. There's a lot of ego here. But yeah, like lions don't really do anything. They just kind of, at least, you know, lions, male lions, that's redundant, because if it was a female lion, it would be a lioness. But lions, they just lay around, yawn, look beautiful, and the females do a lot of the work, right? And so yeah, maybe the masculine is like waiting for the feminine to pursue, and the feminine's in the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands, her masculine element. So it's like the feminine's like no, and the masculine's like no. The masculine's over here in their Queen of Pentacles. They're in their fixed earth energy. They're in their Queen of Cups. I'm sorry, they're King of Cups. So they're in their feminine placements. They're in earth and water. And the females or the feminine's over here in their wands and swords. You guys are funny. King of Wands, King of Swords. So the King of Cups, King of Swords, King of Wands, and then we have the Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, and Queen of Cups. So and the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. So we have an Empress, and that's why I was thinking the Emperor is not out, because it's a pre-Emperor energy. Because the Emperor makes the move. The Chariot, you guys have Cancer placement, you can be dealing with the Cancer. And the Five of Pentacles, okay? Cancer is the moon, it's the emotions, and that was the first queen out, was the Queen of Cups. There's a bit of a fear, of feeling left out in the cold. 5 is a blockage. We have the 5 of Wands. So yeah, I mean, you guys are twin flames, your divine counterparts. 57, 47 could be an age difference. 3 of Swords in the masculine, 3 of Swords in the feminine. We have the 2 of Cups. I mean, you guys are coming together. You're fucking twin flames. Like, one of you will just get over yourself and, you know, man the fuck up, woman the fuck up, and come in and make your move. The masculine will. You're going to come together. You're going to collaborate together. You're going to work together. We have the 6 of Pentacles. And we have Death. So we have the Tower and Death. Scorpionic energy. Like, somebody is going to, it's like the what are those things, like the deeper that you dig, the more underground they go. I feel like the more that the masculine looks with the Page of Swords, the more that the feminine withdraws. So that's the twin flame thing, is that runner chaser dynamic. But I don't feel like the feminine is running. The feminine is very fixed. The feminine is very like, nah, I'm here. But I'm not coming to you. You can come to me. Because I'm the Queen of Wands. I'm the Queen of Swords here. And we have all 4 queens. So that means that the feminine is in their Empress energy. The Empress does not pursue. The Empress does not pursue. So we have a pre-Emperor. What do we have? Cups. What do we have? Cups, Swords. Cups, Swords. What are we missing? King of Pentacles. because we have the King of Wands. Yeah, so we're missing the King of Pentacles. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. And that Page of Wands. Yeah. The masculine in the situation, whichever one you are, you guys are like so mirrored that you could be either one. But you know your situation. Yeah, there's 6 of Pentacles in both middle of both decks. This person wants to collaborate. The feminine wants to collaborate. The masculine wants to collaborate. The masculine's going to have to come in and say the words. They're going to have to say the right thing. And so maybe that's all that, like, focus on the configuration of how things are worded. The masculine is, they're going to come in, they're going to bring that offer in with that Knight of Pentacles. They're going to come in as the King of Pentacles, fully known. And again, you could be dealing with an earth sign or a fellow fixed sign, because the last piece to the equation, or the last tool to come into the full Emperor energy and out of that pre-Emperor energy is the King of Pentacles. So that's typically the energy of the person, of the feminine that you're dealing with, right? That you need to, the masculine needs to like get that last piece so that they can come in that feminine's energy. So I feel like you're dealing with a fellow fixed sign or an earth sign. Somebody who's very much in that fixed earthy energy, which is the Empress, right? Could be a Taurus. We also have Libra, again, with the Empress. Those are just the signs that are associated with them, but we have all the queens there, so it could be any of them. But this person needs actions. So maybe the masculine's like all this worry about the words, or maybe they tried to come in, but they said something with the words, and that's why it put the Queen of Swords at the forefront there with the Empress. But a little less talk and a lot more action. I'm getting country songs. A little less talk, if you please. A lot more loving is what I need. Bringing on down to the main attraction. I mean, this is a heavy attraction. There's like intimidation here. There's a little bit of fear, a little question of self-worth. Could be some blockages. You could have had an interaction. You didn't say the right thing, or you didn't match your actions to your words. The Empress won't have that. The Empress blocked you. The Empress cut you out with that Queen of Swords. Yeah, there could be something like that, but it doesn't feel toxic. It just feels like somebody approached as a pre-Emperor, and the Empress is like, close but no cigar, right? And that saying comes from, the origin of that saying comes from the strongman game at fairs, like back in the 40s and 50s, when they would have cigars as the prize for the strongman competition or game. So you would hit the mallet, and that's what they would say if you didn't go all the way up. Didn't go all the way up. Close but no cigar, right? And so it's like the strength. So it's going to take a lot of strength and courage, right? To reapproach this thing. And you're the same person, but you've learned how to swim. That's what the Emperor and the Empress do. They visit all the kingdoms and queendoms. They get all the tools. They become the divine alchemist of the magician. You guys are mirroring each other so distinctly. I mean, you could be the same sign. Again, you could be, could have same placements. You could have the same like moon sign, rising. You could be both fixed signs. There's something very, very both compatible and confrontational about the similarities that you have, which is why your egos were very challenged. So I don't want to say this is a past person, because I don't feel like you were in any romantic connection, but I think that maybe there was an approach. It didn't do it for the Empress, and but I don't think that it discouraged the masculine. I think that the masculine, because the masculine has this confidence, this like steadfast confidence. So the masculine was like, oh, okay, I see you. I'm gonna go learn how to swim. I'm gonna go get more money, like whatever I need to do to be compatible with this person. in the physical, like to be in my masculine energy, to come in and have everything, all the tools here, so that the Empress knows that they can build with this person, right? Because I think the chemistry you guys have down pat, like that, the chemistry is there. But compatibility, there was something that was not quite compatible. And the masculine, I feel, has gone through a lot of work, a lot of trial and error to get those tools, to find the missing piece, the missing link, right? Maybe something with Link. What am I watching? I was just watching, The Bone Collector with Denzel Washington and Angelina Jolie. I think his name's Lincoln, but they all call him Link. Maybe you play Zelda, the little, the main character is the princess is Zelda. Often people think that the little elvish guy is Zelda because they're stupid. No. But yeah, his name is Link. So maybe something with the name Link, the missing link. There's something about finding that last piece and being like, now I'm ready. So that you could come in confident. So I think maybe you had all the tools, but you didn't have the confidence. That was the last tool. That was the last tool that you needed to approach. I'm speaking to the masculine here. So if you're the feminine, just know that they're coming in. They just wanted to be confident. They wanted to make sure that they had everything, which means that they recognize your worth and your value and that you are the Empress, and they want to make sure that they come in with everything that you need. So, I hope there was something in here for you. This is a pretty fun reading. It was funny, at least. That's from a movie too. Yesterday was fun. Oh no, it's from Sex and the City with Miranda and Steve, where they're in other relationships. And he's like, yesterday was fun. She's like, yeah, it was funny. And he's like, did you say fun or funny? And they're like, oh, maybe it was both. Anyway, so maybe something with that. But yeah, chemistry is not a problem. Compatibility is coming together. I feel like it's coming together very soon, because with all the mirroring and all the synchronicities, I feel like it's like any day now. So again, hopefully there was something in here for you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for watching. Thank you for holding space and sharing your energy with me. And until next time, I wish you well.